Finalizing the bracing on this project is one of the most important elements of making sure that this goes perfectly. Some areas where I made mistakes in the shop is that I didn't use 16-foot boards to get this done. And we had some sway in the actual footings or in the walls when we went to pour. So by completing this step, although boring, it's very vital to the actual outcome of the entire pour.
Adding in the vertical bracing all around the inside of the foundation will support it at the top. You know, the weight and everything else at the bottom and the rebar keeps the rest of the wall pretty set. However, this keeps the top of the wall from moving. And then I'll add horizontal braces down as well to give the wall stability. So as we're pouring cement, we're not going to get waving walls with the pressure of the cement in there. Everything will stay pretty locked in and steady. The other thing I did is I went around and I put pieces of plywood on all of the seams places where I cut had to join the wall with shorter pieces. I put braces on those seams also to kind of help support that so there's no spread as we pour concrete. So anyway, that's going pretty well. We'll continue on and get this all completed. So I've got all the horizontal bracing completed, which is a good thing. It's a little tough with one person, but I managed to get all of it done. So with that done, next we're going to just start installing all the horizontals that'll support the walls, and then we should be again ready to pour. So we'll get that done, and then we'll do our concrete measurements and figure out a plan for when we get to pour this thing. Overall, pretty exciting stuff. We're getting closer and closer. Despite all the weather and setbacks, we're getting it there. So I'll take that as winning. Well, all my horizontal and vertical bracing is done and tied in. Walls are pretty secure, and so we're ready for that. I still have the porch to do, and do some foaming around those rocks just to seal that in, and so we don't have any blowouts and pour out of the seams. But we're getting closer to completion, so we'll just keep banging away at it. We got a little wind today, but temperatures aren't too bad and no rain, so all in all, I'll consider that a good thing for me. I've been battling this since the beginning, so weather is on my side today, at least a little bit. Okay, well. I managed to get all of the bracing done. Everything is ready on the forms for pouring. Today is Tuesday, and so Thursday we're going to actually be pouring concrete. I still have some cleanup work and some other stuff to do, but we are ready for pouring concrete. As you can see, my list behind me grew a little bit as we went along. Turns out there was a few more extra things that I needed to do that I didn't anticipate, but I managed to get those completed as well. As you can hear, the wind outside is really howling. Today we're prepping for cement. We're going to put in our all of our anchor bolts. We got to put these all around the foundation. That will tie into another set of boards for the flooring, and we'll get to that at a later date. But we got to get all this prepped up and ready to go. Also have to put in the pass-through on this side for the septic. That's got to be done today, and then we will be 100% ready for our cement. So let's get started, and we'll see if we can get this done today. Well, there's a lot to consider when it comes to putting the anchor bolts in. They're set, spacing is set 4 feet apart, and I have to make sure that I've got them spaced out correctly for when I put the pressure treated top plate on here, so that I have one on each end and I've got them spaced correctly. I also have to consider the fact that I've got the I-joists that are going to run the entire length of the foundation to support the floor, making sure that bolts don't line up on top of those. So I'll have to calculate along the wall certain measurements to make sure that we're getting the right distance and make sure everything's set correctly. Well, it has taken all winter long to get to this point, but today is the day we get to pour concrete in the foundation and finish that off. It's a huge day for me. I've got a lot of anxiety about it, as always, when it comes to cement work, but that's just how it goes. Right now, we're just waiting on the trucks to arrive, and then we will start pouring our foundation stem walls. So come with us along today as we finally get this going. Been a long setup, but we're ready to rock and roll. So let's get to it.
And because we are little people, my husband prepped little steps for me. Tall man's world.
Well, so far we're going pretty good. We got about a third of the foundation done. We had a little bit of a pipe clog in the pump truck, so we had to clean that out. And now our second truck just arrived and we're getting ready to continue on with our work. But we're making pretty good progress so far. Pretty pleased with how well it's going. Pump truck is certainly better than using the chutes that we did on the shop. It's making it a lot easier and not wearing us out as quick. So we'll just continue on. I'm pretty excited about how that corner came out. Had no blowouts or any leak issues or any kind of warping on the wall. So my work with that corner on that big giant boulder right there actually worked out pretty well. I'm pretty excited about how that turned out, and the fact that all the rest of this came out just as well. Altogether, it took about 36 yards of concrete, or 26 yards of concrete for the entire foundation. But we are done, and it all came out pretty well. First of all, I'll apologize for the wind. Wished I had a microphone that would block that, but it won't. We got a storm, as you can see, coming in. Pretty happy that we managed to get all this work done. We had a late morning pour, so yeah, it was a late start for us. Anyway, we managed to get it all done before the rain started coming in, and we're supposed to have rain throughout this afternoon and evening. But the cement work is done. That's a big thing for us, and I'm pretty excited about how we managed to get that done. As you can see, it's starting to rain on me now. But overall, this is a huge project, from the footers that happened last fall all the way up to the concrete stem walls today. We've got the foundation poured for the house, so that's a massive project checked off our list. Pretty excited about how that all turned out for us all the way around. So next step for us is going to be removing all of the interior bracing, all of the seam bracing, and all of the top attachment bolt stakes we have in there, getting all that done, and then we'll start putting on the top plates for the actual subfloor and that. Not to mention, we still have to build pony walls in the center. The three main footers that are still left in there are for 4-foot pony walls to support the floor once we get ready to do that. So still lots to go, still a lot ahead of us, but pretty stoked that we managed to get this far and got the foundation poured. It's been a long time coming, and as you can see, it took a little bit of cement work as well. But a big help from Colleen. Two of us managed to do what usually a contracting company, cement contractors, do for a living. So all in all, pretty excited. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this type of thing, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and stay tuned as we continue our house build.